So, let's take a look now at Frog and Toad, Season 1, Episode 5B, Lost. Predictions for this episode. Somebody's gonna get lost. I'm 99% sure it's gonna be a character, or characters, because we already found the lost button, so I don't think it'll be an object. But who's it gonna be? Who's getting lost? Will it be Frog? Will it be Toad? Will it be both of them? Or are they going to try to find somebody else who's lost, or help somebody who has gotten lost? There's only one way to find out. So, let's begin analyzing this episode. The title card with the very short piece of music once again. There's Frog and Toad standing on the edge of the cliff, which might be the same cliff where they were flying the kites at the end of the previous episode. I wonder if they're playing Sir Toad and Squire Frog. Frog is wearing a cape made out of a leaf, a very big leaf, and Toad's got some kind of walking stick, and I think that's an acorn for a hat, or some kind of nutshell. It almost blows away, but Toad catches it. Looks like a pretty fall day here as the episode begins. Some leaves falling. The music on this show is very lovely. It almost sounds like a cross between the musical scores of Little Bear, Oswald, and Winnie the Pooh all rolled into one. Definitely fits the vibe very well. So Frog and Toad are together. They don't appear to be lost yet. Or maybe they are. Toad looks a little worried. Frog says, "What's the matter, Toad?" Toad says, "I'm not sure. Something is strange. Something feels not quite right." And Frog asks Toad if his jacket is scratchy. He says, nope. Frog asks Toad if he has a cramp in his toe or an ache in his belly. But no, Toad's toes and belly are fine. But Toad says something feels off. Frog says, maybe if we walk in the woods a bit more, we'll know what is wrong. Is this how they're going to get lost? They're just going to walk around to random places in the woods? We shall see. Toad says, wait, that is it. This is not our normal path in the woods. This is a different path. And then Toad starts getting scared and says, Frog, are we lost today? Frog says, we could be lost, but we should look around to be sure. And Frog asks Toad if this tree is normally on their path. Toad says no. Those flowers? No. That funny looking rock? That rock actually looks like one of them. Either Frog or Toad. It's got the 2 bumps on the top for the eyes. And kind of a line down the middle for the mouth. It's funny. Toad freaks out. No, no, and no. Nothing looks right at all. And Frog thinks that they might be looking at the wrong side of everything. So does this mean they're going to walk around all this stuff and see if it looks better from a different angle? That could get you lost, actually. Now they're going to try walking the other way. Okay. Toad says, none of these trees or flowers look right either, especially that stump. There's a tree stump that looks like an amphibian. There's really no way to tell if it's supposed to look like Frog or Toad, because they look very much alike, but for some reason, this tree stump is making me think of Hop Pop from Amphibia. And then Frog suggests maybe we should walk away from this spot and see what we can find. And surprisingly, Toad agrees to it. Like, he doesn't seem to realize that that could make them even more lost. They must have gone around in a circle, because we see Frog and Toad walking to the right of the picture, and then off the panel, and then the background scenery doesn't even change. It's still the same shot, but then we see Toad and Frog walking in on the left side of the picture. So they must have gone around in a big circle. And they turn around and go back the other way, and we see Toad popping up right in front of us, looking around. And Toad goes back down, and then pops up behind one of the logs in the background, and Frog's right in front of us. Well, there's a bunch of hollow logs here, and Toad's sort of crawling around and tumbling through each and every one of them. Finally, Toad says, this is not working. We're right back where we started. And Frog finally says, yeah, you're right, Toad. We must be lost today. But Frog doesn't seem to mind. He takes a deep breath to smell the nice air of the woods. Toad says, what are you doing? Frog says, I am remaining calm. Oh, okay, so I guess Frog is trying to, meditate and relieve some stress and stay calm about this unexpected situation. Frog says that staying calm and thinking clearly is important if you are lost. That is very true. After taking another deep breath, Frog says, are you calm, Toad? And then we see Toad with his face all scratched up. Nope, he's not calm at all. He says, no, I'm not calm. How can I be calm? We're lost in the woods. He tries calling for help. Hello, we are lost. Ooh, we hear somebody. Somebody said, hello? Is that one of the Robins? Yes, it is. There's Robin with the hat. And what does she say when she arrives? You guessed it. Hiya, Frog. Hiya, Toad. Robin asks them what's going on. Then Toad says that they're lost. Then Robin says, oh, I see. Well, good luck. And she flies away. What? Thought she was gonna help. Toad says, wait, Robin, come back. And Frog reminds Toad to stay calm. But Toad ain't buying it. He shouts again, we are lost! And that scares the rest of the robins out of the trees. What? Oh my goodness gracious, I have never seen Toad do that before. He's like puffing out his face like between his bottom lip and chin, like, and we hear him ribbiting a little bit like, we never seen Toad do anything like that in the John Matthews version. That would have looked really weird in claymation though, but I was not expecting that, but I'm not overly surprised either. Although in the John Matthews version, I think Toad did say, yeah, read it. You know, just a little, Toad sound that, he just says in a, kind of like a normal mouth position, like he doesn't do anything fancy with, his face puffing out or anything, he just says, read it. And here, the way he's, doing this thing, and, puffing out his face, it's like he's hyperventilating with his mouth closed. He's walking around in circles around Frog saying, we could wander around for hours. We could be lost forever. We could miss lunch. Well, if you're lost forever, you actually miss more than lunch. And Frog says, you are definitely not calm. Oh, for a second there, I thought I heard thunder, but it was actually, Gopher coming up from under the ground. And this time when Gopher pops out of the hole, he's got one of those things that we saw in Kipper last week. Those, things that, Kipper was calling helicopters. Those, sycamore seed things. Remember, Tiger was saying, it's a sycamore seed, actually. But what we want is conkers. It seems like every time Gopher pops up, he's always got something on his head. Was there something on his head in the kite episode? Let me back it up and see. Oh, I see. So there was a leaf right where Gopher popped up in the kite episode, but the leaf did not stay on Gopher's head for more than a split second because it was windy. The wind just blew the leaf right away. And so Gopher didn't have anything on her head when they were flying around on the kite either. Okay. But yeah, that was cool. In the Lost episode, he's got one of those sycamore seed actually things. Just like we saw on Kipper last week in the Conker Tree episode. And so after they say hello, Toad explains to Gopher that they're lost. And Gopher asks a very helpful question. She asks, do you not know where you are? Or not know where you're going? And Frog agrees with me. He says that is a very good question. But none of them can really figure that out. They don't know where they are, and they don't know where they're going either. It was never really confirmed if they were trying to look for a specific place, or if they were just out for a leisurely walk. So I guess it could be both. They don't know where they are, and they don't know where they're going. Then Gopher says, well, when you think of it, let me know. Have a nice day. And goes back down. And the sycamore seed is right where it was before Gopher came up. Interesting little running gag there we see multiple times throughout this series. Toad flops down to the ground and complains once again that they're lost. And he lies down on the ground, belly up, in despair. And Frog says, well, I suppose we'll just have to make the best of it. And Toad thinks this is a ridiculous idea. He says, what could be good about being lost? And Frog grabs Toad's hands and pulls him back up to his feet. Frog says, I know. We will be explorers. Ooh, I like that idea. See something new and interesting on this unknown path. Those are explorers. Frog says, yes, we will explore this place and see all sorts of unusual things. But Toad prefers things the usual way. Yeah, I get that.